You're watching Money9's Daily Market Dose Corporate Central, where we get you the everyday pulse of the corporate world. From all the big headlines to tracking all the fluctuations of the market, we get you all the highlights on this show. Let's find out what took place in the corporate world today. First up is on the airline that metaphorically seems to be crashing. Go First lenders Central Bank of India, Bank of Baroda and Deutsche Bank have declined to provide additional finance immediately to the airline but are open to a debt recast. The restructuring will avoid lenders suffering a significant write-down as the loans and debt facilities are currently classified as standard accounts. In more reports, American engine manufacturer Pratt & Whitney said that Go First has a long history of missing payments. Pratt & Whitney has said that Go First has a lengthy history of missing its financial obligations to Pratt. The mounting losses at Go First have become financially unsustainable for the Nestle Wadia Group. In 2021-22, for the first time, the net loss of the air carrier exceeded the combined net profit of listed firms. Go First reported a net loss of 1,804 crore rupees in FY22. In comparison, the group's four listed companies, Reliance Industries, Bombay Dyeing, Bombay Burma Trading Corporation and National Peroxide together reported a combined net profit of 1,305 crore rupees. Currently, Go First cancelled all its flights till May 9th, extending the suspension of operations by 4 days beyond the initial 3-day period. The Wadia Group airline is also not taking any new bookings until May 15th. DGCA has also asked the airline to process refunds to passengers as per timelines stipulated in the regulations. Meanwhile, SpiceJet is planning to revive 25 of its out-of-service planes. This may help in filling the void created by Go First. The auditor named in the Hindenburg report on the Adani Group, Shah, Dandariya & Co. has resigned as the statutory auditor of Adani Total Gas, citing professional preoccupation as the reason. The resignation came less than a year after it was appointed on July 26, 2022 for a term of 5 years. Shah, Dandariya & Co. is also the auditor of the flagship company of the group, Adani Enterprises. The auditor said that it was given a second term of 5 years on July 26, 2022 and has completed the audit of the company for the financial year ending March 31st, 2023. In more news, shares of Adani Group's flagship entity, Adani Enterprises, surged nearly 2% in Thursday's trade ahead of the announcement of the company's March quarter results. In the latest reports, Adani Ports and a Special Economic Zone completed the sale of its Myanmar port Coastal International Terminals for $30 million. Adani Ports had originally aimed to complete the exit between March and June 2022, but delays led to the companies renegotiating the sale price with the buyer Solar Energy Limited to $30 million, the company said in a regulatory filing. Credit Suisse has written to the administrator of Reliance Capital stating that a resolution plan for the company cannot be implemented as the Swiss lenders' petition against the rejection of its claims on RCAP is still pending with the NCLT. Credit Suisse, through its lawyers, have written to the administrator of RCAP, Nageshwara Rao, informing about their claim for a debt of 660 crore rupees. Last year, CS and Axis Bank moved the tribunal after the claims of the two lenders were rejected in the bankruptcy case. Both lenders had sought recognition as financial creditors. The notice from the CS lawyer has said that the total debt is $87 million, equivalent to 660 crore rupees as of December 2021. CS has asked the administrator to refrain from proceeding with any discussion on the resolution plan, let alone finalization. The notice has also said that the finalization of a resolution plan pending a decision would lead to an utter breach of mandatory fulfillment of Regulation 38 of the Corporate Insolvency Resolution Plan Regulation. Reliance Industries Limited's shareholders and its secured and unsecured creditors have approved the demerger of the company's financial services business, Reliance Strategic Ventures. The financial services arm will now be renamed to Geo Financial Services Limited. Almost 100% of the votes were in favor of the demerger, billionaire Mukesh Ambani-led company has said in a release on May 3rd. Shareholders of Reliance Industries will receive 1 share of Jio Financial Services for every share held by them in the parent company. KV Kamath will be the non-executive chairman of the demerged entity, whose shares will be listed on both BSE and the NSE. It was back in October 2022 when RIL had approved the demerger of the financial services arm. The Bombay High Court on Wednesday appointed retired Justice S.J. Kathawala as the sole arbitrator in a dispute between Max Healthcare Institute and Care Hospitals and the latter's owner, Evercare Group, which belongs to private equity giant TPG, to decide upon all disputes between the parties. The move came after Max Healthcare cited a breach of term sheet clauses and a commercial agreement as well as contractual rights. Max Healthcare had given a non-binding offer to TPG. The Max offer valued Care Hospitals at 3,700 crore rupees, excluding Bangladesh assets. However, Blackstone is believed to have signed a binding agreement with TPG. A buyback agreement signed 30 years ago is the only deal between the Hiremats and Kalyani Group, and the alleged family arrangement of 1994 was merely a note by Baba Kalyani's father, Neelkant Kalyani. Replying to the suit by Jaydev Hiremat and Sugandha Hiremat, Baba Kalyani's sister, promoters of a specialty chemical firm Hikal, the affidavit said that the unsigned family agreement arrangement of 1994 was just a note and that it did not reflect the true understanding pertaining to Hikal shares. Further, the lawsuit by the Hiremats is to prevent Kalyani Group firms from acquiring further shares in Hikal, according to an affidavit filed by industrialist Baba Kalyani. A limited affidavit that was filed as a reply, Baba Kalyani also stated that Hiremats' lawsuit was based on wrong and false claims and it should be dismissed. Further, it also raised questions on why the Hiremats had not raised any dispute in the past 3 decades. No agreement was reached in 1994 regarding the transfer of shares of Hikal to the Hiremats at all, it said, adding that Kalyani Group and Hiremats were to be always co-promoters of Hikal. The suit was filed against Bharat Forge CMD Baba Kalyani and Kalyani Group companies, also sought performance obligations under an alleged family arrangement. The suit also seeks to prevent the 2 listed companies, Kalyani Investment Company and BF Investment of the Kalyani Group, from acquiring further shares in Hikal. The limited affidavit has said this, and none of the documents, buyback agreement, correspondences or family arrangement mentions anything of shareholding transfers. A telecom player, Tata Communications' Dutch arm, has acquired New York-based video production and distribution company, the Switch Enterprises LLC, for around 486 crore rupees in an all-cash deal. Tata Communications, through its wholly owned international subsidiary, Tata Communications Netherlands BV, entered into a definitive agreement to acquire 100% equity in New York headquartered Switch Enterprises on 22nd December 2022. With the close of this transaction, the combined strength of Tata Communications and the Switch is set to usher in a new world of end-to-end video production and transmission of high quality, high speed, and will help Tata Communications to support Switch's customers with global reach, while the Switch will bring live production capabilities, helping companies to produce high quality, immersive content faster. Well, that was all about corporates. Over to some market stocks that were in action today and also analyze the reason behind it. Petro LNG, the country's largest importer of LNG, announced its 4th quarter FY23 results on Wednesday evening, and the results have not gone down well with the market, and that's why the stock fell by over 4% on Thursday. The biggest disappointment in the results came from the operating margin figure. The company's operating margin declined from 10.6% quarter-on-quarter to 6.8% in quarter 4, as the operating profit declined by 43.7% to 943.1 crore rupees from 1675.4 crore rupees. Even though the company's income went up 12% from 13,874 crore rupees to 15,776 crore rupees. Profit falls 48% quarter-on-quarter from 1,180.5 crore rupees to 614.3 crore rupees due to the reduction in margin. Actually, in the international market, the increase in LNG prices has impacted the company's sales as well as margins, resulting in poor overall results. Apart from this, the company has incurred a forex loss of 258 crore rupees in FY23 due to the weakness in the rupee, which stood at 91 crore rupees in FY22. The stock of Bajaj Consumer Care, a company related to FMG business, has reached close to its 52-week high on Thursday. The stock touched an intraday high of 181.75 rupees against a 52-week high of 184.65 rupees. And the reason being strong volume growth figures in the fourth quarter. The company's volume growth in the March quarter has been 9%, and if we talk about the entire FY23, this figure has been at 5.6%. The company's income during the quarter, 14.3%, increased from 218.2 crore rupees to 249.4 crore rupees. EBITDA, that is operating profit, increased by 20.1% from 34.7 crore rupees to 41.7 crore rupees. There was an improvement of 80 basis points in operating margin. Margins increased from 15.9% to 16.7%. 13% year-on-year growth to 40.5 crore rupees. Almonds Drops hair oil sales grew 11.4% year-on-year and 10.4% quarter-on-quarter during the quarter. Volume growth was at 9.1% in March quarter, and on the basis of good results, the stock saw a jump of more than 10% during the day, which is the biggest one-day gain in the last 14 months. The stock of Patel Engineering, a company involved in the business of civil construction, saw a jump of up to 15% on Thursday. In fact, this company, along with its joint venture partners, have received orders worth 1,310 crore rupees. These orders have been placed via Visvesvaraya Jala Nigam for a Tumkur branch canal, which is a package 3 micro irrigation project, as well as a Sher micro irrigation project by Water Resources Department of the Government of Madhya Pradesh. That is, both the projects are irrigation related. Due to this 51% stake in Tumkur branch canal JV, the company's share in the order is 158.6 crore rupees, and due to 35% stake in Sher micro irrigation project, the company's share in the order is about 350 crore rupees. By combining these two projects, the company has won orders worth about 510 crore rupees, while the total market cap of the company is around 1,850 crore rupees, due to which the stock saw an increase of 9.5% on Thursday. Well, that's all on Corporate Central today, but before we get going, over to some important corporate events and triggers which will have the potential to impact the market. On May 4th, a decision of the European Central Bank's meeting will have the market effects, and also impact of the US jobless claims statistics on May 4th will be felt. Over to May 5th, results of Bharat Forge Marico will be released, so keep an eye on them. And on the global front, US employment data for April will be released on May 5th as well. Well, that's all on today's Corporate Central episode. We'll be back with more new corporate updates tomorrow. Until then, stay tuned and keep watching Money9.